No man in the world. No man in the world.
The measure of any society is how it treats its women and girls. The measure of any society is how it treats its women and girls.
We create
The smart, powerful, creative, accomplished young women.
We can fight.
I'm here because of you.
Buckle up, buttercups. It's another episode of Surly Voices here on WMNF Tampa 88.5. My name is Liz. I'm one of your hosts. My co-host Maria on the Zoom. How are you, Maria?
Hey, Liz, how are you?
It's cold. It's cold
it
up
really?
here. Yes. It is like in the high 50s, I think. It was
I gotta say, I love this weather. I'm not gonna lie.
and
Especially after I got that announcement that FP&L wants to hike the rates up again.
oh my god.
Another $9 billion.
What?
I'm good.
I mean, it's like, aren't they making enough money as it is? Dang.
I'm good.
And the lovely Donna just walked in, and she is looking very spiffy this morning.
Slowly coming back to life. I'm getting my soul back.
She's slowly getting her soul back.
Yeah, from Philly last year. It's taken a long time. My therapist has heard all about it 100 times.
Oh, so, and we have a special guest for y'all this morning, but I'm going to let Donna get settled in. And Maria, you have anything top on your plate this morning? It's like, it's such an abundance of things to talk about that it's really difficult to focus through all the noise.
There's
Primarily
honestly,
what we're going to be talking about today, because I'm going to have to step out again just for a second, is we're talking about the the races, the special elections in CDs 1 and 6. So you have in CD 1, which is north in the Panhandle on the Alabama side. You've got Jimmy Petronas running against Gay Valamont, who ran against Gates.
And didn't score.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It was 66-34.
You can't beat a child molester, but you're expecting.
Yeah. Okay. And he was overwhelmed. He was the overwhelming choice for the nominee in the special election that was just held in January. And then we have Josh Weil, a school teacher who is running against. Who is he running against? Maria? Are we even on the air?
Yeah, we're on the air.
I'm sorry. He is running against one of
Randy
Brevard.
Fine. Randy Fine.
I was just going to say Brevard County's
The notorious state rep,
infamous.
Randy
Right.
Fine.
Randy Fine.
Who tormented the progressives, namely Stacey Patel and her husband when they were living in Brevard County.
Oh, yeah.
And
okay.
really harassed.
Yeah.
And harangued. I mean, it towed the criminal line, actually.
Wow.
And so they love this guy. He just sweeps the board. And we're outnumbered. And I'll give you those numbers here in just a second, but go on.
All right. So, Maria, before Donna comes back to talk about local politics, would you like to jump in on any of the ideas you're having this morning?
I mean, like when we had to wrap up, I feel like our hour is so short. But
It is. Oh my gosh.
When we wrapped up last week, what was foremost on my mind is nowhere close to what is foremost on my mind this Thursday, 7 days later, simply because everything's been happening so rapid fire. Mm-hmm. I feel like we do need to talk about these congressional districts since early voting in both of them has already started. And, the sad part about it is that given what has happened in the state of disunion, two days ago, I kind of feel like we should probably be a little bit more on top of things than we are. So I would like to talk about the state of disunion.
Yes.
As well as these two congressional districts, because I do think that they're related.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so I'm saving introducing the special guest for Donna. So as soon as she comes back in, I will. Here she comes. Here she comes. I want to bring our special guest in because I'm dying for him to jump in the conversation.
I'm sorry, I dropped my phone in the parking lot and I had to go back, y'all. I apologize for that. Yeah, so let's get on down to it here. Marcus, are you there?
Mic check one.
Mic check, mic check, check. All right.
Hey, hello, ladies. Thank y'all for having me.
Good morning. And I'd like to share with you a little bit of information about Marcus. I've been running, so forgive me.
She's like,
no longer young. Marcus was born and raised in Tallahassee, Florida, before serving in the U.S. Navy as a hospital corpsman for 5 years. He attended Florida A&M University. He worked on Alvin Brown's historic election, becoming the first black mayor of Jacksonville, Florida, for those of you who are listening from out of state.
Duval.
No, Liz, you got to say it, Marcus.
Duval.
Duval.
That's the classic. He was a national black outreach director for Bernie Sanders, deputy campaign manager for Stacey Abrams, community organizer for Florida New Majority, and chief of staff for the New Georgia Project. On his time off, he enjoys looking for Nazis to punch, teaching people how to run for office, and helping humans identify how to avoid narcissists. Welcome, Marcus.
Hey, thank you. Hey, listen, this is you guys' show is so important. The topics that y'all cover, I actually went and did some research and listened to a couple of things. I am so honored to be with all three of you, wonderful leaders. And as soon as y'all want to get into it, yes. And also, listen, we need to register some voters. Hey, listen, if you're listening to the show right now and you're not registered to vote, go get registered to vote and consider running for office. That's all I got to say right now on that.
And yeah, I watched your YouTube yesterday about I'm not going to say the title of it because it's going to set off the phones but
No, do it because we want this to be so Marcus can get more listeners. I think people need to hear his message.
Right.
And we were inspired to bring him on this show because we got a link from Dr. Cole from his show, Clickbaity Political Thirst Traps. Uh-huh. And the title of the show was The Democratic Party Must Die.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, we have been saying this forever. You know, he's one of us. He sees what we see. And it's like, but the Democratic Party needs to die. It's pretty much already dead to me.
Yeah, I think he was being polite.
Yeah.
well, to us, it is dead, ladies. And if I sound a little like Dr. Cornel West, y'all have to excuse me. He's my mentor, and he's been influencing how I talk recently. I don't know where it came from. But listen, the Democratic Party must die in the iteration that it is right now, but it is not dead. Like when Donald Trump speaks and then we look at the responses, we get recorded literal talking points that are the same exact talking points from Democratic leadership, but they get to respond. We get David Axelrod and Pluff and the same guys who got Obama elected. Y'all see, people might take this offensively, right? But this is the truth. Giving the same talking points about how Congressman Green was out of line for standing up and pointing a cane at Donald Trump and saying, hey, man,
Right.
Right. Like these guys want to play this respectability politics with people who do not want to respect us, but they still exist. Why? Because they still have the platform to respond. When I say the Democratic Party must die, it has to get replaced with us, the worker, the janitor, the bartender, the single mom, the 18-year-old who is like, man, I do not like this congressman. He's not speaking for me. The Democratic Party must die, but it must be reborn like a phoenix with working class people, with black people,
there you go.
women. It has to be reborn because until this is a binary system. You are either a Democrat or a Republican. Green Party folks, I love y'all. I went to y'all convention. I actually kicked it with y'all quite a few times, but y'all don't have the numbers. We don't believe you. You need more people, right? Right now, the Democratic Party is where it's at because of the system that we're in. But in order for us to get the policies that affect us and that change us and that actually makes it easy. You know, I mean, I'm not trying to overthrow the conversation. I just got one thing to say. You know, there's more poor people than rich people in America. Did you know that?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Right? So the math ain't mathing. If the Republican Party is going to go get sold out to tech bro billionaires, right, and Russia, then on the opposite end, if the Republican Party moves to the right, then guess what? We have to move to the left. Now, what does that mean? I'm not saying anything about like the minute issues. I'm talking about economically. We don't even need $15 an hour minimum wage anymore. We need $20 an hour to live anywhere in America right now.
So let me tell you
guys
what
are
I
not
know
pushing.
right now, Marcus.
I'm sorry.
Let me tell you what I know. When you talk like that and people don't call in, it is because they are listening raptly to what you're saying.
It's like, preach.
And so I don't even want to ask you questions, but I got to ask you questions.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
It was good.
It's frustrating, lady.
Keep going.
No, yeah.
The only thing I know you got questions, but the only thing I want to point out before I get to these questions,
okay.
The only thing I want to point out is we have to move and start having conversations that are uncomfortable. The Democratic Party, as it stands right now, wants to be Republican light. They want to play respectability politics.
Yes.
They still want to walk old ladies across the street with and no offense, and put their puddle down for their date. Put their coat down on the puddle for a date. Nah, we got to be ruthless. We got to be players. We got to be hardcore. We got to be a little bit more gangster when it comes down to our approach for politics, and we have to fight for our people. I'm ready.
Okay, how would you describe this? Is not extra credit, and I think everybody has an opinion about this. How would you describe the current state of unity within the Florida Democratic Party?
Oh,
I mean, okay, so we're talking about establishment versus non-establishment. We're talking about working class values that have never been expressed. We're talking about people who are like, so the easy way to say it is there is no synergy between what's needed and what's not needed, right? There is a very big division between what is needed from the people of Florida and how to galvanize the Latinx community on the I-4 corridor and what they care about, and how to actually make pushes for the Cuban community and get them to stop believing that they are the white establishment of South Florida, and get them to understand that you are just as affected by policies of Republican administrations or conservative administrations that we are. And also, this party forgot how to win Jacksonville. I mean, don't get me wrong. We do have a Democratic mayor, but the Democratic Party forgot that there are strongholds that we can galvanize and talk to, that we, instead of spending money on consultants and television commercials, it's time for hardcore organizing in the community. Donna, you already know that. You do it for a living.
I do. Now, and I do, and it's getting harder and harder because of the messaging that's coming. It used to just be rip-roaring fun.
Right.
You know, being a political operative in a consulting firm is just like, it's amazing, right?
Yeah.
The cars are amazing. It's amazing. But you work 16, 20 hours a day, but you make up for it. And, you know, in the lifestyle, it is glamorous, right? It has been glamorous. It is not anymore. It's just a grind, and the people are sad, and they don't want to do the work, and you have to beg them. But speaking of begging people, the next question is, how has this affected the party's ability to recruit and support candidates effectively, Marcus?
Well, it's not a fun environment to go into. Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to go into a bar. If I'm going to party and I see 5 bars on the side of the road on a street, and one bar has nobody in it, but another bar has everybody in it, I'm going to skip over that lame bar
Right.
to go party at the bar where everybody's having fun.
Yes.
Nobody wants to hang out with losers, dog.
Right.
Nobody wants to hang out with in an environment that is like, okay, right now we're just going to give you more of the same, right? Again, to my point of, it would be really cool for organizers to recruit new organizers from Florida A&M University, from South Florida University, from all these colleges around the state of Florida. We would naturally attract folks if we said, you know what, our platform says that we want to push a living wage in the city of Tampa. We want to push a living wage in the city of Orlando. We want to do things like make sure that there's Medicare for everybody. We want to make sure that we take care of our families, and a person can work one job and pay for all their bills. So that's not a platform party push. You know why? Because we actually have to fight for that. And as you see, one of the oldest black men in Congress was the only person that literally stood up and said, "Hey, Trump, you're messing around."
Yes.
Like we don't have that. We don't have that energy. So does it make it hard? No, it makes it impossible. If you talk to an 18-year-old right now and you say the word Democrat, they look at you immediately and say, you are lame as playing a Nintendo.
Well, okay, so listen to this. We're going to move to, speaking of this, right, the environment and voting. I want to talk a little bit about, and I think we talked a little bit about this before the show. I want to talk about these races. Our listeners probably don't know a lot about the races, but Liz has something before I go into that.
Yes, I just want to say you are listening to Surly Voices on WMNF Tampa 88.5. You can give us a call at 813-239-9663, or you can email to dj@wmnf.org. And the Surly disclaimer, the opinions expressed on Surly Voices are those of Surly Voices and not those of WMNF Tampa. All right, go.
Okay. Now, this is what you need to know before we jump into discussing these races. There are two races. I gave you a little bit of an intro at the top of the show, and I'll just run through that again. In CD1, CD6, Josh Weil is a Democratic nominee, and he is preparing for a special general election on the 1st of April. It's a historically Republican stronghold, but you know, the Democrats are mounting what I feel is a respectful effort there. However, these are the facts. This is, as of October 24, Florida's first had about 300,000 active registered Republicans and about 117 active registered Democrats. And the 6th district had 262 active registered Republicans, and about half that number, 138,000, are active registered Democrats. Now, the math ain't mathin'.
Math ain't mathin'.
Math ain't mathin' unless you're registering voters right now. And don't you have to be registered a certain amount of time? Ron DeSantis, I haven't registered voters in Florida.
That ship sailed March 1st.
Yeah, that window is over.
So, yeah, I haven't registered voters in Ron DeSantis, Florida, because we stopped registering voters down here when he was elected. However, the math is not mathing. Talk about that.
Well, so, man, listen, Nikki, if you're listening or a message gets to you, I love you, sis, but you got some work to do because, man, Josh is a good candidate.
Yes.
But I like to be real. I like to keep it real before I give false hope. That race is not going to happen because of the outstanding number of it's too much of a Republican advantage, and the work that needs to be done is work that you
years
did
long
in 2018, right? Like we are 6 years behind in order to win a special election. Right. It's going to be a cold day in the White House, which I consider hell. It's going to be a cold day in the White House if he wins that election. Here's the thing that we need to galvanize for his election. So I think Josh is an amazing candidate.
And when you say we, Marcus, you're talking about Democrats. Democrats need to galvanize.
Okay. Yeah.
Can we refer to it as the opposition to the current occupants?
Yeah, there you go.
I like that.
Let me say that the opposition needs to take this race, right? Because I mean, I don't want to, because there's a lot of organizers and there's a lot of people that are putting a valiant effort on. But like historically, if you look at the numbers, that race might not win. Now, if they do win, then they need to galvanize and keep that machine going. And how you do it is making sure that you have people knocking on every single door of registered voters and telling them that this is the most important race that they can actually get into. Here's the problem. National politics has taken the talking point away that this is the most important race of your lifetime. It's the most important race. Because they do that every single time.
Yes,
now,
right.
the importance of these special elections are like, bro, I don't like y'all in November. What makes you think I like y'all in June? I mean, so what we have to do is actually keep candidates like Josh at the forefront. Right? I look at this as an opportunity to actually have a sustainable bench that we build off of instead of, because that election, that race is over. Donna, I do apologize to you. It's just, I don't even know if I should apologize. It's just, I don't believe that race is winnable at this point just because of the national landscape and also the lack of effort from the state party to galvanize and support the voter registration efforts that would need to take to win elections like that.
That is a story in and of itself because they gave a consultant in Miami $1 million to register voters in the state of Florida last cycle. And he took that money and registered 8,900, just over 8,900 voters.
Whoa, wait, what?
You heard me correctly. And most of those that he registered were Republicans in Miami.
What?
Now, my problem with that whole thing, quite frankly, is that is the one thing you should be able to get your volunteers, which you call your DEC members, and you across this state to do, which is register voters. It's not that hard. Why are you paying this guy $1 million to do what you have a legion of volunteers across the state to do?
It's the conversation about not only just, like, first off, being proper shepherds of funding, right? Like, I hate to be like this, but like on one hand, I could tell you people that had, if they were to get $1 million, they will be able to they will be able to register at least 100,000 voters in the state of Florida with $1 million, if not 400,000. Right? We're talking about the Angie Nixons. We're talking about you, Donna. We're talking about people all across the state. That money doesn't go to these folks because it's a presentation, it's a big party, and as my man George said, it's a big party, and somehow we're in it, but we're not in it.
We're not invited to the party.
Not really.
Right.
Not really.
And when we talk about allocation of funding, right? Who gave that $1 million, and who we need to get to the bottom of things sometimes, right? If you are an active member of that party's organization, if you're a county chair, if you are a committee person, you need to look into who decides where these contracts go, where does that money come from, and how can we change the perception? There's a very big difference in separations from the organizations that are doing work in the Florida that were supposed to galvanize the big tent, and also the party hacks who keep failing upward and getting involved with all the money. I hate to be like this. I won one of the most historic elections in the state of Florida. I only got a call from the Democratic Party of Florida one time in my career.
Exactly. And you know what? And I've overseen the registration of over 110,000 voter registration forms turned in to the Secretary of State with an exceptionally high accuracy level. And I have never, well, I did once. During the BLM era, I got one, I guess you could call it a invitation, but it wasn't really an invitation. There was, and they've never asked for my services. Once someone from a Central Florida-based organization offered me a very small amount of money to go organize at the town next to the one I'm in.
The question becomes, did they cut the check? And the answer is no, right?
No.
So what I'm saying about this is, All right, you know what? Every city, especially Tampa, every city. My family is from a little town called Fort Meade, right? Down there close to Bartow, right? That's where my family's from. Listen, they have a 17 to 35% voter turnout ratio. Chunk full of black people, chunk full of Latinx folks, right? Here's the thing. When Donna speaks about where this money goes, the separation of it is every single town has a black auntie. Every single town has this one woman that's on every neighborhood that knows everything and everybody. And that person is never employed by the Democratic Party. But guess what? She needs a job.
So I got something for you. I got something for you guys, right? When we say we're not invited, what exactly does that mean? Is that just, us emoting? Is it hyperbole? Let me tell you what that means. I got this from Adam Wren, posted this on Twitter, X, about a week ago. And he said, last month, a group of moderate Democratic consultants, campaign staffers, elected officials, and party leaders gathered in Loudoun County, Virginia?
Loudoun. You're right the first time.
Loudoun County, Virginia, for a treat where they plotted their party's comeback. Drum roll, please. We got the takeaways. Those gathered then laid out 20 solutions for how Democrats can regain working class trust and reconnect with them culturally. More than a few stuck out in the out to the playbook. The party should embrace patriotism, community, and traditional American imagery. I think that's the opposite of like that multicultural look they usually look for. Okay, so white people.
White people.
Okay, white women with blonde hair.
Yes, yes.
Democrats should ban far-left candidate questionnaires and refuse to participate in forums that create ideological purity tests. And more, away from the dominance of small-dollar donors whose preferences may not align with the broader electorate. Read, corporate dollars align with our mission, or conversely, we align with the corporatist mission. All right, moving on. They should push back against the far left staffers, that's me, Dr. Cole, Marcus, et al., and groups that exert a disproportionate influence on policy and messaging.
They want to turn their base into, they already are ideologically Republican-like.
Yes.
However,
the party's not going the way they want it to, and they're trying to make fetch happen.
Right.
Candidates
But they're trying to double down on what's not working.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. That's not.
Well, they have an agenda.
I just got one thing to say. One thing to say. I don't like when people try to mess with my pockets.
I don't either, and they are messing with
I don't like when people try to mess with my pockets. Much less, more importantly, mess with the general ideology of successes. Does that sound like the math is not mathing once again? Does that sound like a wage increase? Does that sound like a wage increase? No, it doesn't.
No.
Does that sound like health care that will get? Does it sound like
nothing the working class is looking for? I got two more, though.
Like Republican platform.
I got two more.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, because we have so much to talk about. So, two more. Candidates should get out of elite circles and into real communities. Ergo, tailgates, gun shows, local restaurants, and churches. Gun shows probably replace barbershops.
Have you ever been to a gun show?
Yes.
Oh, geez.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to live in Colorado. The party needs to, and I now live in Florida. So yes, the party needs to own the failures of democratic governance in large cities. Law and order, maybe, and commit to improving local government. Next week, I'm going to offer a translation of all those terms.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes, it'll be...
So let's go. Let's get into it. Marcus, go.
Listen, the number one issue that I have with that is that who told y'all can have a meeting?
Yes.
like who said you guys are relevant anymore? Like this is a meeting of people who expect to fail up.
Correct.
This is the same exact group of folks who had the power just 3 years ago.
Right.
Just 2 years ago. They're allowed to have a meeting and say, hey, you know what? We got to be better Republican than Republicans. Here's the issue that I have with what they're saying. Not point by point, because I read that same article, right? What they want to do is they want to go after the white swing voter, not realizing that there's no such thing as a white swing voter.
Thank you.
There is only the only thing the Democratic Party can do right now is tap into its base. And you know what the base of the Democratic Party is supposed to be? Poor people, middle-class people, black people, women of color, women in general, right?
Yes.
And I hate to be like this, but white women, get y'all stuff together real quick. Understand that when they get rid of DEI, they're getting rid of your job. Not mine.
Exactly, yeah.
They don't hire me, right? So, like they are consulting, and they're about to get millions of dollars because of this document and this meeting. That's the problem that I have. They want to win, but they want to win in a way that makes it that they have more white people and more conservative people voting democratically. It's the same neoliberal establishment policies that have been placed upon Americans that make the barbershop look at Democrats with a side eye, that gives former Vice President Harris bad ideas to run on. I wish she would have ran on what she originally ran on when she ran for president herself. That was the progressive woman. Her platform would have got her elected. Her original platform would have got her elected, because we're talking about doing something for a class of people right now. If we are talking to the Tampa Bay, St. Pete area right now, there are people in poverty who are in that warm, beautiful place, but can't figure out that why their one job at McDonald's does not pay them enough for the rent that costs to live in that city. Let's fix that problem. Let's put that on the platform. Let's talk about working class issues, not the white people that we need to go to, and not the gun shows that we need to figure out how we're going to be a part of, dangerously putting black organizers in peril trying to get these folks. Because we're the only people that really work for y'all. I'm talking too much now.
No, I mean, I got it. So, I think what our listeners are trying to understand and get clear about is, what do we do if the Democratic Party is completely fixated on becoming Republican-like? And I'm going to keep it real for y'all. They're already Republican-like. And this is why we hold our noses and vote. If you're a progressive, this is a challenge. Now, on the other hand, there has to be something. Because as you can see, most people, we had to bring a Qigong master in here to talk about breathing so that everybody can stay centered and focused and functional, right? Because this is a lot. And let me tell you, I haven't been a true believer since the hanging chads.
Oh, wow.
And I wasn't even in Florida then. I was living in Colorado and going to school. I haven't been a true believer since the hanging chads. But this has gotten to me, because normally I don't take Trump seriously. But people are being harmed.
Yeah.
So I think the question that is in people's mind, like the burning question, is the Democratic Party is dysfunctional. We ask for youth to come to the head of the class, as we should. At midlife, we should be looking for the teens and the 20-somethings who are ready to get it done. And they should always be to the left of us.
Right.
Because this is their game. They don't have money and they don't have houses. They're not trying to preserve wealth. So they're going to always be to the left of us. What I'm looking at, and people say, oh, Donna, you're just being a grizzled old operative. It's not. It's the youth in these suits that are to the right of me. Mm-hmm. Way to the right of me, and I want to smack them and say, what are you doing? You're literally supporting the oligarchs that are parting out the hegemon, that is the U.S. hegemon, that has existed in this form for about 70 years. Marcus, I think what's happening is we're witnessing the parting out of the assets of the U.S. hegemon in exchange for pole position in the new world tech order. Talk to that.
We are absolutely doing that.
Okay.
We are selling our country to the tech bros in Silicon Valley and around other places in the world. But there is something that we can do about it.
That's what I want to know.
There is something that we can do about it. If you are in the radius to hear my voice right now,
okay,
if you can hear what I'm saying to you, think about your life and how it could be better. I want you to stop and just think about your life and what will make your life easier. Think about what you deserve as a human being that has a basic understanding of civics when our forefathers, who were slave owners, said, we are here to have the right for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Are you happy right now? And do you really have liberty? All right. If you keep those thoughts in mind.
You check that box. Keep listening.
Yeah. If you have those thoughts in your mind, then what you do next is you go to a party meeting. You become a part of the process. I hate to be like this, but whenever I go to a Democratic Party meeting, I see old white people.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't see young black people. I don't see young women. I don't see the Democratic Party at this point should be like a club where I'm going to go in that piece. Well, I'm a little older, but a younger Marcus can go in that piece and get hit on. The Democratic Party should be a place, these meetings, these county meetings, you need to be in these meetings and you need to construct your own platform. And then when some neoliberal from Tallahassee comes down or DC comes down and says, hey, you know what? We want to do this, that, and the other. And we turn around and say, well, you know what? The Tampa Democrats, we don't believe that. You need to get up out of here with that crap. This is what we doing. This is what we doing over here. We're pushing $20 an hour minimum wage. But how can we support that statewide? Because people are broke. You need to be a part of the process. How we win is actually being involved. And no, it's not sexy. Trust me, the first 2 meetings that you go to, you're going to look around the room and be like, what the hell did I just do? How come I just came here? But if you show up and you bring your friends to show up, right? And it's about effort and dedication. And then also, besides just joining these meetings, check this out, folks. The easiest way you change it is you run for office. If you go to Marcus Farrow Live right now, I have a video up right now that says how you can how you run for office and win when you don't have any money. Go and look at these videos. Go and figure out, run for office. Run for whatever office that you want to. You can start locally or you can start statewide. I am waiting for the first janitor to announce that they're running for Senate in the state of Florida.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
It would be awesome. I've got, I saw a meme the other day when the president of Bulgaria was walking and he took a picture with the girl and she said, who are you? And she says, are you someone important? And he says, no, I'm not someone important. She says, well, what do you do? I know your face. He said, I'm the president. And I was like, it is the opposite of the experience that we are having because we just anointed a king. I got one text, an email I want to read. It's from Timothy Ray. Says, Surly Voices hits it out of all parks.
Oh,
the
thank
system
you.
is finally being addressed. Great guest. Yay, Surly's. Any listener.
Thank
SRQ.
you so much. And we have phone callers. Let's talk to Simon in Lakeland. Hi, Simon.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for taking my call. With all due respect to your guest, he hasn't said anything. And what I mean by that is he hasn't talked policy. He's a cheerleader for a certain perspective of what he perceives the Democratic Party should be and trying to attract the quote-unquote proletarian.
Yes.
I think what was on
Exactly.
I think what was obviously on display Tuesday night was the Democratic Party unwilling to stand for a 13-year-old who has cancer and survived cancer. And
What about tokenizing this poor child and putting her up there?
Because this administration stopped the cancer trials that saved his life. Yeah, that part. Let's talk
If
about
Donald
that.
Trump really cared about that kid,
No.
he would have had that kid in the White House instead of at a speech. He would have had that kid in private, or even met with him before instead of showing him off like a nice wristwatch.
Right. Okay.
So-
Go ahead, Simon.
Okay, so my question is that when you every president brings out individuals that have undergone
Yeah.
trauma or what have you.
That's true. Maybe it needs to stop.
But with regard to what the gentleman is saying is, do you agree with Rihanna gun rights policy of what she put forth? Do you agree with that?
What's that policy, sir?
Well,
Because what you said, respectfully,
There you go, sir. Rhiannon Gunn Wright was the architect of the Green New Deal that was presented to AOC. It's a 14-page declaration of the Green New Deal.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with the Green New Deal.
You should have known that and known what the issue is on the Green. With regard to the definition of a living wage.
Well, why didn't you just ask what do you agree with the Green New Deal? Why are we playing gotcha here?
Yeah.
We're not playing gotcha. We're playing does the individual...
No, you're playing I'm smarter than you are. I'm going to try to show off.
As per usual.
That's not the issue. You're trying to attract the Democratic Party, which is in essence you're trying to attract donors to the Democratic Party. And these donors believe in boys playing women's sports.
All right. So
Donna,
we're
please.
going to let you go now, Simon, because that got really
here's
far
the thing.
afield.
I fundamentally believe that there are different issues for different areas and different priorities for different communities. And we cannot have one sweeping, this is the policy here, because in Riviera Beach, it's about water quality. That might not be the same thing in Tampa. So let's not pretend that there are going to be these ubiquitous policies that we are going to preach for any community.
Yeah.
And what Marcus is talking about is running for office. Running for office doesn't mean that we're all going to be a U.S. senator. Running for office means that we are going to be on the water improvement district.
Right.
We are going to be on the school board, the conservation district, the city council, and county commission, state rep, all the way up. And there are fundamental ways in which you run for office that are absolutely basic to each and everything.
Say it.
I want to thank that brother for giving me the author of the Green New Deal. I guess I'm going to look that one up. That's pretty cool. But when it comes down to the Green New Deal itself, yes, I absolutely support the Green New Deal.
Yeah, when he was saying it, I Googled it. So he's on point with it, but yeah. All right. So you're listening to Surly Voices on WMNF Tampa 88.5. We're getting to the last portion of the show. So if you want to join the conversation with Marcus Farrell, political consultant and organizer, give us a call, 813-239-9663, or you can email to dj@wmnf.org. So in my opinion, we should totally do away with the State of the Union address because A, it's a monumental waste of money. B, it's performative nonsense for whoever's in office
For
at the time.
whomever is in office.
Yeah.
To Simon's point, right?
Right.
Like, he's right that this is all, it's all, Marcus is right that this is a display. It's a thumping of the chest.
Yes.
A lot of the times they thread the needle.
Yes.
Where we're not talking about cutting cancer research trials, but we're talking about a research trial that saved a kid's life and heralding that as a great accomplishment for our hegemon.
Right.
Our country, what used to be for the United States, not our, but for the United States, because this is WMNF 88.5, and our opinions are not necessarily the opinions of the organization WMNF.
All right, so let's talk to Jiminy in Jacksonville.
And Jiminy, I tagged you on the link to the show ad this morning, so you have Marcus's shows now.
All right. Hi, Jiminy.
Hey, good morning. I've really enjoyed the conversation so far. Excellent guest. Thank you very much. I have a question. How does running for office work in like an unincorporated part of Florida?
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do with that, because I knew this was coming. I knew you were going to ask something about Marcus when you sent the text. Mm-hmm. I am going to connect you and Marcus post-show, because that's his thing, is getting people to run for office, okay? And you're both in Jacksonville, so this is going to work really well for you. And Marcus, what you should know about Jiminy is that she calls the show very often. She is a young person that's in the process of learning and growing and expanding into the space, and I believe has a lot of promise. You really want to know her.
Absolutely. I look forward to you reaching out to me, Jiminy. And I'm Marcus for America, Marcus, number 4, America, on Instagram and Twitter.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you, Gemini. Bye-bye. All right,
And for others, though, I just want to say that, like, there are a lot of races. If you go to the Supervisor of Elections website, you can see, even in unincorporated parts of Florida, you have a lot of opportunities to run for office, even small offices that actually put money back into your community, right? Like these improvement districts, if you will, have budgets that build parks and that do projects that put money into your community. So be thinking about those too. They're a good place to get your feet wet and understand how the process works.
If I may say one thing before we get to the next caller, also more importantly than putting money back into the community, which is the most important, but there's another thing. Some of these races you can run that pays you money. And the same person has been doing absolutely nothing but getting reelected over and over and over again just because nobody else will run against them.
Yep, exactly. All right. Let's talk to someone. Donna, you got your mic open over there. Gia in Tampa. Hi, Gia.
Hi, it's Sierra.
Well, Frank really messed it up that time.
It's okay. Everybody gets my name wrong, so I should have spelled it out. But once again, I just want to thank you for your surly voices. And actually, Jiminy asked the question that I wanted to ask, but I wanted to add to it a little bit. I am also a huge, I have followed history. I have studied politics. I've been involved my whole life ever since the Hanging Chad. That was actually my first election, and I felt like I was so excited at my first election to be able to vote when I was 18 in the year 2000, and then I felt like my vote was stolen from me, and I have felt this injustice ever since my very first election 25 years ago. And so I never really considered running, but I never graduated from college. Is there any, can you still run if you don't have a college degree?
Yes.
What are the requirements for running?
Education, yeah.
Warren Boebert does not have a college degree.
Oh, that's awesome.
He doesn't even have a high school diploma.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you. I love this show. I love this. I wasn't going to call in because I was just so enthralled with everything you were talking about. So
Exactly.
I'm going to do the research and move forward and follow the supervisor elections and see if I can run for office because I want to make a difference, and I honestly don't know how. I feel so helpless right now and to make my voice being heard, and I'm just so grateful for your show, and giving me an opportunity to do such a thing is giving me such a huge, I feel like a giant weight just got lifted off of my shoulders to be able to move forward and to make a difference and to make my voice be heard. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sierra.
Can I just add one more thing, too, is that what's really important about people running for office, too, is that you're actually building community and we're reaching out to people that we talked earlier in this conversation about how the Democratic Party is not reaching out to their base. We are the base. And if we reach out to those people and do what Marcus is talking about, show up to these meetings. And I know it's hard. I've been to 3 different county DEC meetings in the last 3 weeks. It is not easy, and it's not easy on the eyes, okay? But if we do that work, we can be transformational ourselves.
All right, here's Bill in Jacksonville. Hi, Bill.
Hello, everybody. I'm in Jacksonville, but I'm from Pinellas County, and I ran for State House of Representatives in District 13 back in 2003. And no, you do not have to be a college graduate. No, you do not have to be a high school graduate. All you need is enough people to stand behind you and say, yeah, I want that person to speak for me. Go out, get your petition signed. You can do it the filing fee is next to nothing. If you want to pay to get on the ballot, you can pay a fee to put your name on a ballot. Otherwise, if you don't have that kind of money, just go out and knock on doors with a petition and just ask people to put your name on the ballot. And I encourage everybody to run. The more people that run, the more we get better people. So I encourage that young lady to get out and run and get active. Reach out. Shows like yours are awesome, and this radio station is absolutely awesome for our community and indeed the state. So keep up the great job, and everybody get involved, please. That's the only way we can save our democracy.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much, Bill.
Amen.
All right, let's talk to Bob in Melbourne. Hi, Bob.
Yeah, so what do you do when your local Democratic Party is totally useless?
Take it over.
Take it over.
Yeah, make it relevant, brother.
Run anyway.
I've honestly tried to do that, and these people are so entrenched that, I mean, you can't even break through the ice. It's just, I don't get it. I don't understand these people at all.
Can I give you a pathway to victory for that? Because there's a guaranteed pathway to victory, right?
Yeah.
There are poor people in your county, right?
You what?
There are poor people in your county, right? There, like wherever you stay, there's probably poor people. There's probably people who need jobs. There's probably people who are not a part, like who are not necessarily the most successful.
Very few. This is a very, very. I mean, it's the Space Coast, man. We got Patrick here.
Right. Oh, I didn't know where you were.
Defense contracts.
He's right.
We've got all these aerospace. Everybody in the world over here is an engineer or works for an engineer
Until they get laid off.
until they
which
get
is
right.
coming.
And, like my neighbor here for the FAA who worked for me.
Exactly.
And now he's fired, and he says, I didn't vote for this. And I said, yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did. Under another name, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that the issue is like you just pointed out the issue right there about how you can change it and how you can make it more active, right? We're not winning elections doing what we're doing right now, right? The appeal is that we are losing. Even the wealthy counties, every single with every place that there's great wealth, there's great poverty.
Everywhere,
right?
Yeah. Somebody's serving them.
Somebody's
cutting their
going
grass.
to.
I understand what you're saying, okay, but let me put it this way.
We got 2 minutes, guys. We got to wrap it up.
In other words, I'm one guy out on a street corner with a poster around my neck. There's no organization. There's no attempt at organizing, and one person is not enough to do it.
Well, all you have to do
how many people will
you'd be
join
surprised.
you. You would be surprised,
Yeah.
and they're not in the DEC. Trust.
You just have to start conversations with folks around you, and the more people you get.
The Democratic Party has to put more emphasis into places like Brevard.
We do.
All right.
What county are you in?
But thank you. We're going to move
We
on
have to
and
let
wrap
you
up the
go
show.
because Frank is
Yeah.
winding up.
Yeah.
So
Last words, Marcus.
Hey, thank you guys for having us. Having me run for office. Make sure you don't care about your education, creed, or whatever color you are. Go ahead and run for office. Check me out on Marcus Farrell Live and Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. This show is awesome.
Thank you. Marcus
you,
Farrell
Marcus.
Live
thank you, Marcus.
on YouTube and Clickbaity Thirst Traps also on YouTube.
Clickbaity thirst traps. I like that. Yeah. Yes. Thank you for joining us. And thank you, listeners, for joining us, because without you, we don't have a show.
Resend us those emails. We'll read them next week.
And it's time to wind up. So thank you very much for listening to Surly Voices on WMNF Tampa 88.5. Please join us next Thursday at 10 a.m. and we will chop it up about whatever the topic of the day is then. Thank you so much.
I like diamonds, I like stunning, I like shining, I like $1 million deals. Where's my pen? Bitch, I'm signing. I like those Balenciagas, the ones that look like socks. I like going to the Tula, I put rocks all in my watch. I like texts from my exes when they want a second chance. I like proving wrong, I do what they say I can't. They call me Cardi, can't get body. jump in the coop. Big dip on top of the roof. Flexing them as hard as I can. Eating halal, driving a lamb. So that bitch, I'm sorry though. Got my coins like Mario. Yeah, they call me Cardi B. I run this shit like cardio. Diamond district in the